Okay, let me start now. Welcome everyone. Today we're doing Mongod. It's basically just tackling MongoDB and stuff like that. So just for culture, I'll try use OpenGPT here and there, just to see whether um you know it's as good at it as people say it is. So to my browser, start the. For some reason I get these notifications. I have no idea what they are. Um, so I'll just do the box SP. Call this VPN. Go to machines. Do I have Mongod? No, I don't. So have Mongod. It's Mongod, yeah. Um, let's go here. We're back to tier 0 just because they released our machines. Because next year we want to look at tier 2. So yeah. So this year we just look at 0. So when I'm done with this, then next Monday, and then that's pretty much um it for this year. So yep. And it doesn't say that I'm connected to the VM, out to the VPN, which is weird. Let's see. Okay, yep, there you go. In the meantime, let me go to Open GPT. Is it
I'm really curious about that. I want to see what you're gonna do with that, man.
just gonna ask it stupid questions actually? Um, there you go. Stuff like the script I use to do the port scan on these starting point machines. I want to see whether it can also come up with such a thing. So let's see. Login. Our instance has started. Cool. Google. Yep. Okay. So guess it's loading. No, it's good. Okay, cool. Um, Copy the IP and we copy the bash script that we use to do the port scan, which is just a threaded script to that uses netcat to check the ports open, but it only uses the top 1,000 ports, and that's bad because on this machine there's a port that isn't in the top 1,000, but it's easy to guess which one it is. Um, so if we run like bash this, give it the IP, says port 22 is open, and I guess that will be pretty much it. It's taking a bit of time, which is odd. Let me do a ping. Okay, looks good. So it only says port 22 open. So before I jump to what other port is open, let's ask this thing whether it can come up with a threaded bash script that can do a port scan with netcat. So um, write a bash script that does a port scan on a host, on a live host using netcat. And I just want to say a threaded bash script. Cool. Here's an example. No way, no way, no way. What? No way. So the only thing that's different here is one, it's not threaded because you can see it being run in the background, but it's pretty much the script I have. Um, that is dope. That's really dope.
Wait, make it more complicated.
Uh-huh.
Maybe something like not really ports open service scan. A bash script to do a service scan on a live machine. I just want to see if it will get it.
Okay. Um, say service enumeration. It's blank. Or what's going on? Um, it's still loading, I see. So I don't know. That one is
It's
a
refused.
dead. Yeah, it's a dead end, I guess. Which is okay.
What about the port scan but using Python, not
Oh wait,
bash?
wait. Here we go. Here we
Hey,
go. Use nmap. Ooh. So yes. Oh, nice. It took a bit, but yeah, it actually was able to come back with nice. So it will
that's
just
dope.
do the port scan. If the host is live, then it does nmap on that port. So that's how it will do the service enumeration. Pretty smart, I'll say. Um, so the other port that's open here, just because the name of the box is Mongod, would be Mongod, the Mongo DB port. So what port does that run on? 27017. So if we do netcat on this, um, I guess 27017 dash V. Did I do that right? It's using ncat. I didn't want you to use ncat. Is there like still using ncat? Did I make the mistake of using? Anyway, that's the port that's open. I'm not really sure. I remember I installed ncat the other day to get a reverse shell using IPv6 and not IPv4 because IPv4 was being blocked on the outbound um, traffic. So anyway, I'll look into that later. I had no idea, but that's the port that's open. Um, so the next thing would be to ask OpenAI. So how do you connect to a MongoDB on CLI? Sick. There we go. Ooh, pretty much. So I don't know. This has made it really easy for to learn stuff, and also it's a bit scary just because I can see a lot of unemployment opportunities just because of this. um, yeah, so it's cool, but then I'm a bit skeptical on it because damn, um, if it can even write a whole pen test report, then or make a template for it anyway, um, that's really sick. So this is the way it does it. I don't do this. I use mongosh. Um, and I don't know if I should share how to install Mongo on Linux. Guess it will come back with it. Yeah, 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 exactly. Yes. Oh my God. I was about to share my exactly. That's how you install Mongo on your Linux machine, and then now you can run this. Or the way I like to do it is you say mongosh and then um, do MongoDB. I don't think it should have quotes. Then give it the IP. What's the IP here? And I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, I find mongosh way easier, so that's why I use it. So now we're logged in. Um, So I've just remembered I haven't talked about MongoDB and the difference between MongoDB and you know, uh, MySQL. So first of all, MongoDB is a NoSQL database, um, whereas MySQL is a SQL database, and the reason is because MongoDB can handle structured and or unstructured data, um, whereas SQL can only handle like structured data. So like usually data is actually stored in tables and stuff, right? So and actually in MySQL, each row needs to have the same amount of columns, right? But for MongoDB, it's not the case. Like you can have um um I remember the last time someone called and I was doing a session, it was winter, and he was telling me that guys can't see my screen, but that's a totally different person. Anyway, um so what was I saying? For MongoDB, you can have like um data that has different number of fields, and it will take that. So yeah, that's there's also that. There's also the fact that MongoDB can, like, if you want a database that you can run, with your cloud services, you'd use MongoDB. But if you're focusing on data security, then you'd use MySQL. What's the other interesting thing here? I think there was something else. Let me see. Can I recall this? Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. And the other thing maybe I learned when I was, checking the differences between these two is the reason MySQL is called MySQL is because, that my part is because the co-founder of MySQL, the name of the daughter, the first name of the daughter was My, so he just called it MySQL. Um, that's we could actually ask. Um, I'll be moving back and forth here just because it's so interesting. Let's see. Um, who is? I'll start with like who is the co-founder of MySQL? Michael, yeah, this guy, Michael Widener's. So Michael and David. So if Michael is the co-founder, then David was the founder. And then you'd ask, um, um, what was um Michael Widener's daughter's name? I hope I got that right. I forgot the was. Oh damn. What? I'm sorry, but I'm a large language model trained by OpenAI, and I do not have personal information. All right, good stuff. But the daughter was called Mai. The first name was Mai, so that's why it's called MySQL. Oh yeah, I just remembered another difference. The difference is, um, for you to create a MySQL database, you need to structure the schema. And what that means is for MySQL, you can't just put data without specifying, okay, like no PAI, no P2. So yeah, so like you have to specify, I have this table, and in this field, the ID is an integer, and I could actually show you this from my ALX assignment. Where was this? I guess we could do SQL introduction. If you check, let me see, full table, I guess. Nope. What about create database? Maybe not really. Let's go to 0E. Let's look at, let's see, this. Yeah, exactly. So you can see, so I guess the assignment here was create a table ID not null with the fields ID and name. And, the ID obviously is an integer, and the name is a character, the size of 256. Um, yeah. and the default value of the ID um, field is 1. So you have to structure how the table is gonna look like just before you're gonna, put stuff in, because it doesn't know what you're feeding into the table. So yeah, but for MongoDB, you can just slap in data um as you feel like. So there's also that. I guess the other difference is just MySQL supports join statements, whereas MongoDB doesn't. So by that we mean, like, imagine a table that has let me see. We used to do this in high school. The KCC project. You have a table that has some data, and you want to combine, one table and the other, you know, and kind of you want to have maybe one column from one table, then some maybe two columns from another table. So that's what you're talking about, join statements, pretty much. So okay, I guess enough about that. I'd say MongoDB is the one being used mostly these days, just because, like I said before, if you want to work with cloud services, storing data and stuff, I guess you can use the suitable one to use is MongoDB. Um, my s- um, MySQL is just for, like, if you want a database just to store traditional data or something like that. Um, yeah, pretty much. So now, because you're logged in, the first thing we do, as just like in MySQL, is we list the databases, right? So I guess there are two ways of doing this. You can do show databases, and just the other difference between MongoDB and MySQL is you don't need to actually, you shouldn't end a query with a semicolon in MongoDB, but in MySQL you need to, because you're telling it, okay, this is the end of my, what's the word, my query. So we can do that, and we can see there's admin, config, local, sensitive information, and users. So I've just remembered, if you do a service enumeration on this port, you can actually get that back, of which I didn't do. So we can just do that, just for, you know, can do this. Let's say 27017. What else? Need to change the IP there. But okay, is it gonna finish right now, or should I just continue what I'm doing? Yep, it's done, I guess. Whenever I see, yeah, it's done. So this is the this is the good thing about Nmap. So it will, if it's able to log in, if there are no needs of, creds and stuff. And it does the same for FTP, I believe. It can log in with an anonymous user, and once it sees it's logged in, it will give you some more information, like the files on the FTP server and stuff like that. So it has done the same here. It says the databases, there's config, there's admin, there's sensitive info, there's local, and there's users. And that's the same thing we got here. So that's interesting. I guess the other way you can do this is show DBS. Does the same thing. So I guess I'd want to add that another advantage of MongoDB is that the queries are shortened. I'd say. So instead of typing show databases, you just type show DBS, and I think this is what people use. Just because even if you ask ChatGPT how to list databases on MongoDB, see what it says. You see, show DBS, pretty much. Yep. So that's what people use, because there's no need of typing show databases if you could just type show DBS. So we could look at all of them, but you see the interesting one that I'd look at is sensitive info, because that one, you know, that sounds very interesting. So how do you? So I okay, it's using, like, you want to now look into a database. You use. That sounds okay. Okay, cool. So use, yeah. So you use this and this database, just like in MySQL, but then again, don't end the query with a semicolon. So you just say use sensitive info, and you'd see it says switch to DB sensitive info, right? The next thing is to list the tables, right? So I guess show tables works, if I'm not wrong. It says flag. And I think the other way of doing this is show collections. So if I'd say list tables in database in MongoDB. Show collections. Yep, so that's how you can do this. So you see like it says use. So you're saying I want to switch to this database, and then you say show collections and you want to list the tables but you could also say show tables. I think that's like MongoDB is just as similar to MySQL. The only difference here is, again, the query doesn't end with a semicolon. So pretty much if I'd say show databases in MySQL, it would do the same thing and also show tables. um so you could also do like show collections just to see. Yep, get flag. Okay, how do you see the contents of the table, right? So I could do like how to list contents of a table in MongoDB. Um, there we go. So okay. I like what it has done here just because we'll get a question that asks for this. But use the database, and then you want to see the contents of the table. So here's where you put the table. So db dot according to what it said here, db dot collection dot find. So where collection is where you put the name of the table. So you could have db dot flag dot find, and you get the flag. We could also do what it has done here. So I guess just to prettify the contents, you could do db.flag.find.pt. Uh, it's pretty much the same actually. So yeah, that was it. That was the machine. Um, yep, pretty much. So you can go answer the questions. Oops, that should be pinned. Should I? There we go. Is it pinned? It shouldn't be. Okay. Anyway, I would. Okay, there we go. So how many TCP ports are open on the machine? We have two. So there was SSH, and then there's the MongoDB ports. Um, which service is running on port this of the remote host? So you go to nmap, and it's a good thing we did the nmap scan on the port. So it's too much data here. We need to scroll all the way. Here we go. So I guess this would be the answer. It's running version 3.6.8. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The next question is, what type of database is MongoDB? That would be NoSQL. So, yep. What is the command name for the Mongo shell that is installed with the MongoDB clients package? That would be Mongo. Because you can see, according to OpenAI, that is how it would connect to the database using Mongo. So that's the answer there. What's the command used for listing all the databases present on the MongoDB server? That would be showdbs. Or you could do show databases, but that's just a shorter way of, demanding the list of databases. What is the command used for listing out the collections in a database? Or, by collections, we mean the tables. That would be show collections, or you could also do show tables. What's the command used for dumping the content of all the documents within the collection named flag in a format that's easy to read? I don't understand this easy to read section because is there any difference between flag.find and flag.find.prettify? I don't see any difference. So when you talk about easy to read, um, doesn't make sense. But It's a good thing we have OpenAI that will be like, okay, you can do find or find.beautify. Since we have the placeholder here, you can see that's what it's looking for. So I guess I'll copy it from here. Yeah, go over here, submit, and submit the root flag. So yep, I guess I'll exit just because it will terminate the instance. And that was pretty much it. We're done. So that was the machine. Pretty easy stuff. And thanks to OpenAI, the session was, as in the explanation on things was even way better. Um,
Ah,
uh, yeah, I'd give
I
it.
was looking at the
Uh-huh,
eye on my end,
uh-huh,
yeah, and
uh-huh.
it can't actually do things when you ask it like how to exploit SSTI,
It doesn't
how
give
to
you
ex
an answer.
yeah, just try telling you how to exploit SSTI. Even try saying Python code to test for SSTI, and it just goes out. I don't know if it's my internet, but it tells me an error card.
Okay, let me see.
This is great.
Yeah, it's there. Pretty much gives you an explanation. Blah blah blah. Gives you payloads you can use. Sick. This is really sick. So I could be like, how to, or oh, okay, there's more explanation. Oh, this is nice.
Hello.
Gives you links, um, to do stuff. I would say,
Yo,
yeah.
is it me, Emma?
What's up?
Eh, I think it's me.
Okay. I was saying like you could also, be like how to identify SSTI injection. I don't know. Will it give me the 7 times 7 thing?
Hey, John, it
Uh,
it answered you.
yeah, it did.
You asked it what?
I just asked it what you told me to. Like I said, how to exploit SSTI.
Really?
Yep.
Because me when I tried, it's telling me another thing, how to exploit SSTI. Yeah.
Please ask it how to bypass IAC.
How
Oh
do
God. You could do that on your end, I guess. I'm pretty sure it's a work related thing, so maybe that's why you
you
asked.
see what is telling me is I'm sorry, but I'm not programmed to provide information on how to exploit vulnerabilities.
Are you serious? Because me, it answered
Yeah.
me. Unless, try maybe reframe the question. I don't know whether that would work for you. Because for me, it's pretty much straightforward. Um, yeah.
Injection. It doesn't answer me.
You are bewitched. Wait, have you
It
logged
doesn't.
into the the chat?
I'm not. Yeah. See, it's the domain chat.
That's weird. I think maybe it has checked your name and seen winter and just got scared or something. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
How did you phrase?
ethical.
How did you phrase your any question?
No, I'm serious. Like I just said, like exactly what you told me to how to identify SSA injection. No, actually no.
No,
It was
if,
how to
you said
exploit.
it.
No. It was how to exploit SSTI.
Really?
So I asked how to identify later. I wanted to say that to give me the 7 times 7 payload. But I did ask how to exploit SSTI. Um,
Okay, thank you. And in Agata.
yeah. So that was pretty much the machine. I don't know if there are questions. Any questions? A couple of people are typing, so let me just let them type. So you see, the thing about OpenAI that I like is that if I'm doing a CTF and the one category that I hate, because normally I'm an all-rounded person when it comes to a CTF, there's no category that I overlook and say I'm not good in that category. I normally just do all of them. But the thing is, crypto, I'm not that good in crypto, and there is scripts you get that you're like, damn, what the hell is going on? OpenAI can easily actually just, answer it for you. So, yep, that's one thing I was so happy about. Um, On my end, it gave me this enter 2 plus 2 into a user input field. Nice. Yeah, that's actually what I wanted it to tell me. That's pretty sick. That is pretty sick. FBA have flagged you. Yeah, probably. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe uh it checked the user asking the question. It was like winter. It's like nah. um
Come on.
Awesome session was
Imagine,
pretty straightforward. Yep. Thank you.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
everything. I think this is going to be bad, John.
Why?
This is bad. Like
Right?
the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This this just removes you, like removes everyone from the field. Like if you are somebody who likes automation, a noob will just come here and just type whatever he wants,
I
and it gets
swear,
a
yeah. Yeah, so there's no need of um there's no need of qualifying for the job. I don't see like the way I'm seeing this going is that there's no need for there's an echo on your end though. So there's no need of
sorry.
like qualifying for a job. That's really bad. That's like really bad. Um and I used to tell myself this is the one field that can't be automated. I don't really see that kind of future. But with this, damn, I'm worried. I really am. But it's gonna take a while, but still I see such a future where it's gonna take over the jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. Someone is telling you to just reset your thread. Um, yeah. So Sheldred is typing. So y'all can go play with it. There's actually a challenge I want to try use it to solve. It's Koimet's challenge on CTF room. I can't remember the name, but I really don't understand what I'm supposed to do with that challenge. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna try it out. Machines are learning while we are hooked. It seems. Uh, yeah. So okay, cool. If there's no other question, comment, I guess I'm gonna end the session here. Thank you guys for joining. I guess I'll see you all next week, Monday. That will be the last session this year. And the thing I realized is we didn't record because when we were starting this, like doing sessions on starting points, we didn't start recording the sessions. Like we started just in the middle. So our YouTube channel lacks like the previous sessions. So I guess when I get free time, I'll just try to record. Maybe I'll do like a tier zero full video because you have all the tier ones. So pretty much. Um, yeah. So that was pretty much it. Good night, guys. Take care, and I'll see you all next week. Peace.